Hello. I hope you all had a very nice Christmas. I know I did. And I hope you're looking forward to the new year and what the new year might bring. So today I thought I'd do a video on how Spain has taught me to be patient. I was sitting having coffee with friends the other day and we were talking about how everything is at a slower pace and how once you get used to it you don't feel so stressed. So I thought I'd do a video about how I feel less stressed living in Spain. I did this video a couple of days before New Year's Eve when I was sitting in the car and never got around to finishing it, mainly because I suffer from something called lazy-itis. No, it's nothing to do with my throat, it's just being lazy. Anyway, I wanted to go and do it, and I wanted to do it outside in different locations, but the weather in Spain has just been terrible, and it's going to be storms, I think, tonight. Which, as I said in the original introduction, the video's about how Spain taught me to be patient, and it has. And that's why I didn't finish off doing the video when I should have done, because you just get into that mode where you just, oh, do you know what, it doesn't matter, I'll do it tomorrow. And then the next day comes, oh yeah, I'll do it, because that's just the lifestyle now. I've got used to it. And why do something today when I can put it off tomorrow? I know it's not the right attitude, but that's what living in Spain does, I think. Anyway, I want to tell you a little bit about how Spain has taught me to be patient. And it's going to be a little bit tongue-in-cheek. But spoiler alert, whatever I say, I love Spain and I love the Spanish people. So if there are any Spanish people watching, don't take it seriously. Okay, let's get started. Spain doesn't have a slow pace of life. It has a different, I think, relationship with time. And you don't manage your time here. I don't personally. I think moving to Spain teaches you something very different very quickly, and that is you're no longer in charge of the clock. The clock works for Spain. I think back home from where I come from in the UK, everything's timed, or it used to be in my life, appointments, deliveries, lunch breaks. I used to live by the minute. In Spain, you get a window, not a time. And that window might be open, it might not. I mean, if you take cafes, you don't grab a coffee, you commit. You sit down, you talk, you people watch. The waiter doesn't rush because, frankly, he's got nowhere else to be. And you just relax. Spain just strolls through life, really. You know, I mean, they even stop for a siesta, close the shops at 2, don't open until 5, or you'll see a sign on the shop saying open at 5. It's about 5, round about 5. It doesn't mean it's 5. It's just the idea of 5 o'clock. So if you rush to go back there, I mean, you could be 5:30, whatever, but you get used to it. I mentioned about going for a coffee or even a meal, and I often hear expats moaning about the fact that the waiter or waitress doesn't come up and serve them straight away. And it's true, you can be sitting there chatting to your friends and 10 minutes has gone past, but no one's come to serve me. But it's not that they're ignoring you, which is what a lot of expats complain about. Oh no, they didn't come and serve me. It's probably because I'm British or I'm not Spanish. No, it's not that at all. It's the Spanish way of doing things. In fact, if people come and sit down in a coffee shop, they don't want to come and intrude because they think that they're intruding on your privacy. I mean, literally, you just got to stick your hands up and say, pardon. And they'll come straight away. But, you know, people get the wrong impression because they don't know that that's the way. the hospitality staff at all. And it's just the way it is. You often hear the word manana whenever you ask about anything. If you've ordered anything or you're waiting for a workman to come, it's manana, which most people know means tomorrow. It doesn't. It doesn't mean tomorrow. It means it might be tomorrow, possibly next week, but probably the week after. So don't ring us, we'll ring you. Just the way it is. And so you just get used to the fact that it will get done. At some point, it will get done. So not even worth worrying about. Okay, so let's talk about a common subject that comes up between expats. When I say expats, I'm not talking about just British. I'm talking about Irish, Swedish, Scandinavians. You're probably a lot stronger for it. Indicators, optional, very optional. I mean, some cars don't even know they've got them. I'm sure about that. Roundabouts are where logic goes out of the window. Roundabouts, or rotundas as they call them, it can be a whole video, that one, which I'm not even going to go there. It's incredible. I've seen so many accidents on roundabouts. It's unbelievable, and it's just insane, the protocol to go around roundabouts. But I might do. I'll wait until I'm in the car one day and then I'll do it. I'll put a camera in the car and drive along. I'll show you what it's like at roundabouts. Incredible. Motorway lanes, well, they're purely decorative, and the middle lanes just for cruising and sitting there all day. And what else? Oh, parking. Well, that's creative. If it fits, it parks. On the pavement, half on the zebra crossing, blocking a driveway, doesn't matter. It's just, if you're driving behind someone, you're in a one lane road going one way. I mean, I've actually had people just stop in front of me and the passenger get out and use the ATM machine and then just get back in and drive off like it's nothing. Roundabouts, I've seen them stop. This is no word of a lie. I've seen them park on a roundabout and do the same route, run into the local Carrefour Express, which is like Tesco Express, or again, go to the bank. And it's just like, nobody bats an eyelid, you know. But I've got to say that in 11 years of driving in Spain, do you know what? I don't think I've ever been involved in any road rage at all. The most you get is someone tooting their horn and shrugging their shoulders, and that's about it. I guarantee, if I go back to the UK and drive, within a couple of hours, I'm being abused, I'm being physically threatened, and that's just the women drivers. But honestly, it's I've never had a problem driving in Spain. That's, again, it's just the way it is. One, you'll be fine. You know, just assume nothing, expect everything, and always check for a scooter coming from behind. If they do happen to indicate, if you're coming out of a crossing and someone's indicating, and you think, well, I can come out the crossing now, don't believe them. They're lying. Just because they've got an indicator on doesn't mean they're turning right or left. They probably had that indicator on from half a mile down the road. So don't believe them. Oh, and by the way, from the 1st of January, you've now got to carry in the car one of these, which is some sort of a beacon, so that when you break down or have an accident, you take it out and it's got some sort of geolocator in it, so they know exactly where you are. And in fact, I only bought this one yesterday, and that fits. You put that on the roof of your car, and then the emergency services will know where you are, or the people in the control traffic control room will be able to tell the emergency services where you are, because as I say, it's got a geo locator in front of it, inside it. Now I don't know whether you've got. I don't think you have to carry one if you're coming over on holiday and you're driving your own car. I would imagine most rental cars, if you're renting, they'll already have them in the car, so you don't need to worry about that. It's just really people that are resident here who are required to have them. Anyway, that's it on driving. If someone has sent you something and they've used the local post, so if they send it wherever country you're from and they send it using the local post office, it'll probably come by, it will come by the local post office in Spain, which is Correos. Yeah, if someone sends you something, don't expect to get it within 6 months. In fact, don't expect to get it at all. But I think I said earlier, do you know what? It all works. It all works. I don't feel stressed. I know everything's going to get done. I just have to allow more time for things. I always find the Spanish people extremely helpful. And I know I've taken the piss a bit, and it's a bit tongue-in-cheek. But do you know what? I know a lot of people say, well, why do you live there? You know, if all this is going on. It's not as bad as all that. It really isn't. And do you know what? I get a lot more pissed off when I'm in the UK with the attitude of some people. And, you know, a lot of times I'll go there, I end up getting involved in some sort of an argument, and I'm not like that at all. You know, but it happens. Particularly, I think, if you're like me, you're from a big city, London, and you're used to having things done straight away, and everyone's in a rush. It isn't like that in Spain. It isn't like that at all, particularly if you're living outside the big cities. Everything is relaxed. It'll all get done. And if you have an appointment for something and you think, God, I'm not going to make it in time, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. For example, a while ago I had to go and get a digital certificate, what they call a digital certificate, which makes life easy in Spain, because some things you can't do without a digital certificate. I suppose the equivalent in the UK would be something like the Government Gateway website, although you can do more with this digital stuff. Anyway, you've got to go to Marbella. My appointment's 11:30, and I'm rushing to get there, and I get there and I go up to the counter and I say in my best Spanish, which isn't great, "Hola, buenos días. Estoy aquí porque tengo una cita para certificado digital." And I'm standing back looking all proud of myself because I've said it, and then the lady or the man, in this case it was a man, looked at me and I thought, oh no, I've got it all wrong, haven't I? He just looked at me and said, "Yes, if you'd just like to take a seat over there, we'll call you when we're ready," in perfect English. And you just sort of, why do I bother? Why do I bother? But anyway, you sit there and your 12 o'clock comes, you've got 11:30 appointment, and 12 o'clock comes, no. 12:30 comes, no. And eventually 1 o'clock you get called. So what do you do when you're waiting? You've got to be prepared. We've got to be prepared. You take a book with you, or something that will keep you occupied for a couple of hours, and just chill out. Don't worry about it. You'll get seen. So those are all the things, or some of the things, that I've learnt about being in Spain. There's no point in getting agitated, no point in getting angry, definitely no point in shouting. That doesn't work. And it has taught me to be more relaxed, I think. In fact, when I go back to the UK now, I don't feel relaxed. I don't feel relaxed when I'm travelling around on public transport. I know London's different. I know, I can't compare it to where I live on the Costa del Sol. But even in the busy places that I've been to in Spain, Madrid, Seville, and the other places like the holiday places like Torremolinos and Fengarola. I've not found it like it is when I'm back in the UK. I notice a difference, and people that I know here tell me they notice a difference. Obviously, it does help if you speak the language a little bit. It makes life easier. But where you're living in tourist places, particularly where I live, there are people that have lived there 20 years, never learnt a word of Spanish, and aren't going to learn a word of Spanish. Which is a shame because you miss out on so much. You really do. But anyway, that's me done, and I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully the weather will be better. Ciao.